once a mother, always a mother. So I take my students as my own, yes, and nurture them as my own.
Did you see the passion and the smile which flows with it?
You are the breaking news of the century. You are the good who has come forward. So, through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise, feel positive. I would delete obsolete, obsolete methods of teaching.
Uh, a very, very good morning to everyone. I hope you all have a smile with us, as you can see on both of our faces. Because if you're smiling, I think you're covering most of your day in a best way. Today we are here for a wonderful podcast. It's Dean and Dreams. I think it's everyone's dream if you're into education to become a dean, but many, very, very few people, go on that route and are selected and are making towards to the top. And today we have someone very, very special, Dr. We have Professor Josna Bhatnagar. She's a dean for MDI graduate program, and what a wonderful experience she carries today with us. Is she is a PhD from Indian Institute of Technology, New Delhi, is a postgraduate diploma in design thinking, MIT Sloan Executive Education. When you hear her introduction, you will notice that things which are becoming very, very important all of a sudden in today's culture is something she did a long time back, and the kind of experience she holds today. Columbia Business School, Tufts Schools of Business. So much to talk about. Currently, as a dean, graduate program at MTI Gurgaon, she's also one of the board member, Dean Research, Dean Consulting Education at MTI Gurgaon. Education at MTI, and with 27 years of experience, offers treating, training, research, consultancy on talent management, employer, and branding. What a combo, ma'am. She has trained more than 7,000 Indians and international managers, published her research multiple times in Harvard Business Reviews, International Journals of Enterprise and Management, and many more. It will be difficult to share that long list, which you all will find soon on our podcast. She has recently been given a great tag of Fellow of Indian Academy of Management, which is affiliated Academy of Management US, one of the prestigious degree very few have. Welcome, Josna ma'am. It is such a wonderful opportunity to interact with you today. And I think with this, I would like to, start with a very simple thought process and understanding, which I'm sure not many people would know, how from someone with the mindset of an entrepreneur, and you shared with us that you were planning to go for entrepreneurship. You are from a family of entrepreneur, but today you are one of the known educationalists and a dean. What took you there?
Thank you so much. It's an honor and privilege to be here with you, Tripti, and with all the women innovators who are listening to this. It just happened not by chance. It was what was desired. As a student of Loreto Lucknow, we were always given a lot of passion and ambition to be a somebody, and how you can walk alone if you have to be a somebody. And I was doing masters in clinical psychology from Lucknow University, and then I got married in between, and we were posted to Ahmedabad. I gave the exam of Ahmedabad as a UGC research associate, got through that, and that's how education happened to me. And I got into education sector. I worked there for 3 years at Ahmedabad, got my basics and foundations to be there. And there the dean of at that place, Professor Jahar Saha and Professor Indra Parikh, had started as research associates at Ahmedabad. So the seeding of my deanship came from there. That even if you start low, you can go to that level, and the aspirations came in there. And we came back to Delhi, and I worked with Escorts. I was also doing my PhD from XLRI, and I also was an entrepreneur with Avon India. I had to decide which is the route that I want. Do I want to be an entrepreneur? I was also a mother of two small children and a wife. So, work life balance and managing a PhD with Escorts also because we're working people, and then also in entrepreneurship. So I took a choice, and entrepreneurship was good because it was Avon, it was direct selling. Jaya Bachchan was under me. I was used to go to escorts, and it was perfumes and creams, etc. I would not get time at 8 o'clock in the morning, so I'd use that cream on my hand, and the whiff went all over, and everybody would buy it there. So it came simple. It was doing very well, and escorts was also. But I wanted to choose that. What do I want, a corporate life, or do I want to complete my PhD? So I wanted to study, and I wanted to be the dream dean and the professor that I saw at Ahmedabad. And that's how the seeding came in. And then I decided to give up and deregister from XLRI Jamshedpur because going there was difficult all the time. And I registered with IIT Delhi. I again gave the exam, did the coursework second, third time, and then completed it in 2000. And it required a lot of tenacity. I had a small accident in between where it was spine was affected and things were there. So I gave up entrepreneurship at that time to my mother, who was already into this thing. We also come from defense background, so then my mother took it up, and then she worked it. And I was working with a friend of mine from my Loreto alumni net, and then they all, and we were all part of that entrepreneurial, signature, as you can say. And I did away with XLRI, escorts, and entrepreneurship, and went on to do a PhD at I. And I wanted to be a professor and a dean. Long time back. This was in 1990 that I had decided to be what I am today.
Wow. So we can definitely say that you sow, and you when you at least sow it, and it will come true on your way. I think Professor Josna is a perfect example who could dream, and today we have Deans and Dream powered by Woman with the simple thought process of bringing some untold stories, bringing some untold moments of life of a very busy dean, Professor Josna. Ma'am, what was the first day in your office versus now? How does it look like if you go back today?
Well, if I go back to Ahmedabad, my first day of office was in awe. I was in awe of that place, and that, I was going to become a student there, and now I'm an employee here. Then, when I came to MDI, I used to come here as a student because we had to come to the library, and I would say one day I will come here but I would always see the library. So, when I was there the first day, I said, wow, I'm here at MDI Gurgaon. And now also I say I'm here at MDI Gurgaon. So the passion remains the same, and the feeling remains the same. And then we are very proud to be a part of this beautiful institute called MDI.
I think I will take a note of this. And for my lovely audience who are listening to us, I think, did you see the passion and the smile which flows with it? It makes something very, very unique about the life when you're doing something you love. So keep sticking to something you love with the work you're doing to make money. Now, with this, imagine there are no rules or red tapes or budget. What would be the first thing you would redesign in your institution? Which comes to, I'm sure with MTI, of course, there must be a lot of rules, regulations, budgets, and all. But what is one thing comes to your mind you would like to redesign?
I would redesign maybe a little bit of the HR policy at the institute, and make it more inclusive and more ambitious
Right,
for
right. I
all levels, for the staff as well as the faculty and the board.
Right. I think that would be great because today as we are moving towards innovation, I think this is a need of our that the kind of freedom we can give to even our staff to be more innovative and freedom to work from anywhere and bring that knowledge and upgradation all the time. Right, ma'am. So, do you have one subject, ma'am, if you go to your study days and now since you've been as a teen, you're managing so many subjects under different teachers, one subject you would like to delete forever? I know it's something we are not taking it officially, but if you think it could be something which you would like to share, and one you would like to make it mandatory, maybe that is missing or you think it's there but not in the whole whole full flesh is being taught.
So what I would delete, I would delete obsolete obsolete methods of teaching. Yes, and that is where I would. And the subject, all subjects are relevant. It's how you put it across, right? And there is no particular subject which is not essential, whether it is journey to self or entrepreneurial mindset or sustainability which is coming up. And what I would like to introduce is an entrepreneurial mindset for everybody, design thinking as well as responsible leadership. That from the level one only, if you have responsible leadership and you learn the responsibility towards your nation, towards yourself, towards your family, towards where your workplace, as well as the entire ecosystem, you would really really flourish very well. That's what I believe in.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for bringing that up. Like you said, responsible situation. I think we are still not so connected the way we have seen those movies where people are so connected to the country and how we can contribute to our GDP growth, if not anything else. So, yes, I think with this, I would like to really share about the community leadership program which Womanovator is running. Because in COVID, what we noticed, Professor, was that community which played a very important role. The cylinders which were not available to the best owner or entrepreneur was available through rotaries and through different communities, and they were made available. So I think the right information because of the community which you get is faster than the news today. So,
Yes.
the program like community leadership program which Womanovator is designed is majorly to bring one, like, our women are not alone. They have, if they have a problem, there is a solution in by 100 more people in 30 seconds. So we help them create community, we help them go all to collaborate and of course work together and make the success story not for ourselves but for the whole community. So this course is been now been in executed by a lot of colleges as a course as well. So with this, I will come back to you, Dr. Professor, Professor Josna, about what has been your रामबान. मतलब जब स्टूडेंट एंगेजमेंट की बात आती है, इट हैज बीन अ बिग चैलेंज फॉर कॉलेजेस these because the attention time is hardly there. So how do you ensure, what is your key to this?
A mother is always a mother. Once a mother, always a mother. So I take my students as my own, yes, and nurture them as my own. Even if they walk away, doesn't matter. It's always with them, for them, supporting them, and nurturing them and polishing them to reach their highest. There could be sometimes, when you get brilliant students and when you get a paper, an interim paper which is half answered, you said, what happened? What happened? Come over to me, talk to me. So now in the WhatsApp generation and after COVID, children don't come back to you and they don't talk to you. So then we invite them over and said, come and connect, tell us what is it, do some. And going towards national education policy, we also did some mandala painting and said, let's do mandalas, let's do this somewhere we can be stress free and come and talk to us. And they come and talk to us where we are accessible to them, and that is where we nurture them and we maintain the connect all the time, not for our own personal benefit but for the larger good which is there. In fact, one of my students who is a leader in the global space has sent a poem to me today, which I'd like to just read it out to you, on what has happened yesterday. It was devastating for all of us, that Ahmedabad tragedy, as well as the young interns who were having lunch who lost their life. So she just sent a poem which I'd like to read. If someone in your family tree was a trouble, 100 were not. The bad do not win, not finally, no matter how loud they are. We simply would not be here if that were so. You are made fundamentally from the good. With this knowledge, you never march alone, and you are the breaking news of the century. You are the good who has come forward, right? So through it all, even if so many days feel otherwise, feel positive. And this is by Alberto Rifos, from A House Called Tomorrow. So feel positive no matter what. So that is what it is. That is.
This is very heart touching and it was very truly said, ma'am. It is very, very difficult to even take up or see the photographs. I've till now not seen those photographs. I just flushed through one photograph and it was because a lot of children were definitely, we lost them, and it is very painful sometimes, specifically when I've gone through my journey of cancer. I could see my mother's face, and just to make sure that she's not feeling down, I used to smile because it is sometimes you can't let it happen. It's just you're not able to take it up so easily. So that is very true. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing a wonderful poem by your alumni, and it's sees how well connected you are with your kids who have graduated from MTI. Ma'am, with this, I would like to ask you, what advice would you give to your younger self if you go back to your 10 years or a 16 years old? Do you think something else, something you would like to advise yourself?
Yeah, my younger self, I've put it in my DP today as well, where I'll just tell myself everything is temporary and don't
So
stress over things and situations you cannot control. So just walk over and walk over. So everything is temporary, and that is where it is.
on that one, ma'am, if I would have been with you sitting right now, would have hugged you because it is so true. Everything it keeps moving on. Your toughest time, your best time, everything. So just be grounded, everyone, as much as you can with best of what you have and value it because you are lucky if you have it. Thank you, ma'am, for sharing those amazing words. And with this, ma'am, I would like to share what do you wish every young girl entering college today could hear? Should one thing which you like to say to these girls who are entering colleges, and then one any message to them which you would, because you are a very strong character for us, and that from starting to the way you've been dreaming and where you are, and even being at the top, you've continuing to learn and contribute. That's wonderful. Yes, so what would you like to say to them?
To the younger girls, I would say that remain beautiful in character and in your tongue. Remain
Mm.
beautiful in your character and your tongue, because what you listen and see is not what you deliver. So, if you listen to the OTTs, do not take those languages to everyday ones, because that is not what you are. And just remain grounded and listen deeper. Be your true self and be inspiring one where you stand. Even if you stand alone, we have the courage to say it out, but be beautiful in your character and in your tongue.
So beautifully said. I think somehow when it comes to female, we are known for tongues saying otherwise. But thank you, ma'am, for putting it so beautifully in such a
I will
way.
tell you why I have said it there, because the OTT gives you wrong languages and long words and long things, and you think using MCBC is normal language, and
Yes.
it is spoiling your character. It's also spoiling the entire genre of that. And students, any which way, they think that they'll be part of the Haryana or the Delhi uh, genre if they use that. Even if they're coming from smaller towns, they have to
Yes.
adapt themselves to that. I said, why do you have to say that? Just be, oh, that's normal, like, stupid or shut up used to be in our times. Yes, it is normal to wear such clothes which have these things written on them, or even say it out and be fine with that. So I said, well, you be beautiful in your tongue and your character, because when you go to the corporate, you will be asked to leave if you use that language there. And
Yes.
if it comes out unintentionally as an HR professional or as in any other professional that is there, you will be penalized. So why get into that? So by the time you can do it, don't just because you have to be part of that milieu, you have to also say it, not necessarily stand out and be unique, be yourself.
So true. I think as Women Waiter, ma'am, we are also very focused about taking it very seriously. So we have this campaign going on LFPR for labor force participation, where we are tracking with colleges the conversion ratio of women to workforce, to our country GDP growth. That's the only way, I think, today, with my 50% population being women, I think it is important that every one of you, whether you like it or not, you're working, you're not leaving, because it's also helps you in here the mental wellness, which all of
Yes.
us are talking about, the holistic wellness. Holistic, you're busy, you're able to face things in more maturity, and when you are working, you are meeting new people, you are smiling, sometimes crying, learning. So I think it's time for all the mothers, all the listeners to know women have to work, for happiness, not just to make money. With this,
So I
mom,
just like to reiterate one thing, that
yes, mom.
maybe there is some issue which comes in. Maybe your health may be affected, or there may be an accident which is there. Some disease comes in. Like for me, in example, when I was 30, I slipped on the stairs and I got a neuro disease which nobody had heard of, and they said that we said we'll fight it off. We went to US and they diagnosed it the other way around, but it was still there. It was a benign neuro disease, and the doctor just said, the neurologist just said, tell her, let her do it makes her happy. Just let her do what she wants to do and what makes her happy. If she's studying, if she's painting, if she's working, let her do. And then there will be impediments of health, there will be impediments of finance, there will be impediments in your social context, there will be impediments of power struggles in your workplace. Don't give up. Continue on what you believe is the right thing. It's easy to give up and then stay back home and then keep sulking on it. No, go there and make it happen. Make it happen and change the world, because you can change the world. Because if women had not come, Sarojini Naidu had not come out to work, we would not have actually gone in there. If Jhansi Ki Rani would not have come out with her own little kid, then we would not have been here. So then, of course, we get inspired. Indira Gandhi, if she
Right.
had not come out, and she's paid a price. So you would have to pay a price. Your children will have to pay a price, but they also learn to stand there independently and go into the space and make a space for yourself, no matter what. Don't give up.
So true, so true, so true, so true. I think I would repeat this to all the mothers out there, all the parents out there, that I hope you're listening. We had a very mature leadership of women before we were independent. What's wrong, guys? Yeah, we have so amazing examples all across the world of strong women leading, advising the kings. Mothers used to be the one, dealing with, how we have to set our relationship with who and why politically, or in such strong position to drive decision. Time we all come and think about it, then taking small decisions as well. We are taking big decisions as well. So I think I have one request to all of the listeners, that let raise our beautiful girls, but with a mindset of contributing to ecosystem. With this, Professor Josna, I would like to ask you that what has been few of your program initiative to empower and support women in your institution? I love what you're doing with mentor program, ma'am. I would love you to share with all of us.
Okay. So when I became the dean at the first time in 2019, we had many clubs, and we had a painting club also, and a book reading club, which was not there per se. So we invited the students, and there were girl students who wanted to present it to us. And then we have their paintings now on the walls of MDI Gurgaon, and we started that painting club as well, that you started there. This year we are starting a green club, or a sustainability club. A green cult club is there with the working executives in our institute, but for our postgraduate students who come there for 2 years, we're starting that as one of the initiatives there, where they empower themselves to come in. There are 23 clubs and activities where students are empowered, all men and women. We also have cricket club, where women cricketers also play. We have a women hockey club also, besides the men also. So what you had said, that mothers are listening, the mothers who should be there, sports is very important for both men and women. And when you are bringing up your children, whether be it a boy or a girl, teach them life skills to cook, life skills to look after themselves, and to be responsible for their health. We're also doing a yoga activity. We have a Sanskriti club, and we have a Mandarin also. So that is where they are empowered to come up with their own initiatives as women leaders and men leaders.
Right, I think that's very interesting, ma'am. You covered beautifully the sports part. I think somewhere when it comes to India, the fitness is something people are not thinking as a gift to their kids. And I can definitely say that the beautiful gift, other than money, could be the fitness regime, which you can ensure in your kid as a nature. And you
The
will see.
meditation, yoga regime, which is there, which is taught to them as children. So if they continue with that practice, we would be the yoga. We are known for our yoga. And mental
Yes.
well-being will not be a problem for any of us, because if we teach them just meditation 5 minutes anytime.
Right, ma'am. So, ma'am, how are there efforts in place to support career placement specifically for women? I know,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
We have a
yes.
placement cell. We have a placement cell. For us, all our students are equal, men and women. And we look at that, we look at diversity, and we have special ones. And of course, it so happens that women get placed faster than boys.
Wonderful. That's amazing, ma'am. It's hardly some things which I've heard from other colleges, but it's wonderful to see the
Last
extra
year,
effort.
yeah, last year also Amazon took away 4 girls from HR, and the highest package was earned by them. And they're right now there in Amazon. They're just joining in.
Right. So instead, when I was researching about MTI under your leadership, Professor Josna, I think I came across that there's 100% placement
Yes,
in
yes.
MTI,
And
and
it's
it's
a
mothers.
combined effort. It's a team effort, not just mine. It's a team effort, and we have a placement set, and we have students as well as faculty working together with the corporate and our alumni also. So we put in a lot of effort.
I think I would say if you're part of MTI, you're lucky because the way the alumni and the professor and the dean is contributing to the ecosystem, bringing, I mean, it's a perfect example of collaboration, which today you can't survive. Community collaboration and continuity, which they are ensuring for you. So, congratulations if you're part of MTI under such amazing leadership. Ma'am, how do you address the drop off between the female enrollment and labor force participation? We see a lot of drop off. I come from SRCC and I see a lot of drop off in women going to SRCC. Big deal. We have already taken a seat, but then afterwards we are not coming into action the way we would have. We would have justified, that seat. How are you in an MTI ensuring and taking care of it?
So there is something called returnship, yeah, where returning mothers come back to the workplace. We ensure and we encourage that, and for us, all our students join in, and there are very few who are derailing, and even if they have to take a break, they come back. Some of them are also becoming entrepreneurs, and they are getting into entrepreneurship, and they're taking it to the next level there. So they're all kinds, and once they are here, they're very, very determined to make it to that. So I have the diversity of having an entrepreneur who's a yoga healer. Yes, I have a person who is working as a meditation expert. I have a who's already worked in the corporate and then taken another break there. Then I have entrepreneurs who wanted to bake a different kind of a bread, and now they have joined another company called Open Spaces. And I have leaders in you say it, you say PwC, Goldman Sachs, Deloitte USI, and Sun Pharma. Our or you say Louis Vuitton, MH. Our students are there everywhere. And the banks, you look at any multinationals, our women leaders are now leading there. So, and you say McKinsey, you say BCG, our women leaders are there in those schools. So they don't derail, they come back, they're on fast track mode. So let them know that when you learn from MDI, you hit the road running. And you hit the road running and you get into the fast track leadership track there. You have to balance the ambition with your family, and that they are very clear on, and they do that. And then there is a returnship where they returning mothers also join in. So they join in Citibank, they join in Axis Bank, they join in other ones, or they become entrepreneurs. So that is where it is different.
It was really lovely listening to you, Professor Jyotsna. I was actually keenly, very, very open-mindedly listening to leaders like you, and I feel that this platform, like Deans and Dreams podcast, is very important to hear from the senior leadership like you. Because not every student in the college or institution gets to have a direct communication or gets to hear the story of their deans. Been fairly recently graduated out of masters, although not so fairly, but being the youngest here, I can actually relate to this conversation so much. And I want to go back to my time in my college where I could actually share a few hours with my dean, absorb all the experience that you bring to the table so passionately in the field of academia. I was listening about the leadership skills that you want to build in every student, and respecting diversity at this point of time. I'd like to go a little away from the script to know one insight from you, which is that you mentioned that times are changing. OTT is something that is coming, which is affecting the language of our youth, the mindset of our youth, the character of our youth, and especially when it comes to focusing to the work. Like, I see a lot of the generation difference gap is reducing now. So it was earlier said, if I'm not wrong, that 18 years away apart is one generation difference. Now that you and I hear, I think it's reduced down to 10 years, and then further in the coming future, it is going to reduce with the influx of AI and a lot of technology that is getting inside, and the exposure that the students are getting. I wanted to ask that how do you deal with diversification and mental health issues of your students in your institutions? If you could just briefly highlight on that. Was it like, is it difficult for you to like manage the new diversification of students that is coming up? How do you motivate them to stay as passionate as your generation, to when it comes to giving to the 100% or maybe 200% to your work and to your profession? Like you mentioned that people are also getting in PwC and like bigger companies like that, Amazon and Sun Pharma. How do you ensure that you motivate them to give that 200% wherever they are?
So thank you, Shristi, for that question. We have Gen Y and Gen Z. Yeah, Gen Z is the younger one which is coming in there. So of course the attention deficit is there. So you have to actually do something very dramatic to get their attention. You have to make them smile. You have to also talk to them, not being real friends, but firm. But doing that. Okay, this is the boundary that you have to learn. No matter how much of AI comes in, the critical thinking has to be done by the human, which is there. And mental health is the first thing. So, of course, with Facebook and Insta and others coming in there, you want to show your social self in a certain thing way, and while actually the reality may be different. So, then get on to that genuineness of what you are and how much you want to give back to the society and what is your purpose in life. So get on to that purpose in life where you discover that by maintaining your mental health as well as there. Why would you want to compare yourself with others? When one, if they are heartbroken or they compare themselves to others, it is there where they sometimes they may. We as an institute have a cell called We Evolve, which is a counseling cell, which is there. We have a psychiatrist, a psychologist, and we also have students who are making a supportive network around the students who may be derailing a little bit. And we also have, like, when they join, they also have to declare that they are mentally fine as well as medically fit, which is there. If they have some issues, they have to tell us so that we can take care of those issues there, but we can't promise to do everything. But yeah, definitely not get into suicidal tendencies. So we have a protective, supportive, invisible network around the students where he or she would not even know that there is a protective layer there. That is the beauty that we have created many years.
That's absolutely beautiful, ma'am. I think it is the need of the hour, since Delhi University has also recently recognized that they're going to start, different courses for relationship management. And I'm sure all the private universities are doing that much before, just not announcing it so much. But now the need is there. With this, my second question to you would be, how do you address the drop off between the female enrollment and the labor force participation? Because with like newer issues emerging, the management, the faculty, the teachers, where the students spend like approximately 8 hours a day, but with all these issues arising, there's also a rate of drop off in students. It's becoming a little more casual. Is this the same in your institution? And if yes, then how do you manage the drop of email enrollment, and how do you
So
tell them?
yeah. Casualness as an attitude is definitely there, but yeah, the drop off rate, yeah, diversity rate, for example, for an international business program, if you have less engineers coming in as students or women, then lesser would be doing it. So what we did, we broad based it. We said, okay, BCom, BA, MA, MSc, MBA, BBA, BCA, everybody, you have to get a cut off in cat. So then it's just not engineers. So that is why the diversity pool increased. Yes. And there is we also looked at which are economically weaker sections. Also, you can come in with a lesser tuition fee that also is available at MBI program. So the diversity is increasing, but yeah, some programs has lesser diversity, that is definitely there, and we're trying to increase it, but then the talent pool has to have those people who are coming in there. All of them go out to work, so there is no drop off ratio from employment point of view. They all go out to work, which is there because
Yes.
they're there for that. That is their dreams. Some of them will go into entrepreneurship, but them all of them would go off to work. There is no drop off there at all in
I
terms of
recently read, I read
yeah.
about you, ma'am, that you have 100% placement. Also,
Yes,
you've achieved that in your tenure as a dean in your institution. I think that already speaks a lot about the culture that the organization has. So I'm really happy to hear that everybody
it's
in your
student centric, but we won't let the students dance on your head. So there is you can't do a union baji, or you can't be always doing nara baji. You can come and talk to us, and you can come and we will discuss it out and create and look for a curated solution to any issue which is coming up. Issues will come in, crisis
issues.
would come in, so we
No,
would
I
support you.
think
Well, as parents we support you. I said yes, we would be the ones. We support you, you support us. Respect, responsibility is what we
I'll take
respect
that
for your
message.
seat.
I'll take that message with a very strong imprint in my head that communication can always solve problems and issues are bound to come, but we face them with respect and responsibility is something that I will take up from you. And thank you so much for saying that. I want to also ask that there are many college activities that run on partnerships and strategies from one that you mentioned is a placement cell. Although often run by students, placement cells are approaching many MNCs and institutions to come host their placement drives there to hire students. The next question would be, what partnerships or strategies do you think any academia or academic institute needs to close the gender employment gap? Is there a specific strategy that can be adopted to reduce the gender gap, or we are already working towards it? It's just a mindset.
It's more than a mindset change, that even if you have the reduce the gender gap when they go ahead. Like I was talking to you of different cases that we've written, the Happy Turtle or the Suta case. It's a mindset of the other side which is not changing, or it's a patriarchal mindset which is deeply embedded in the Indian milieu. So that is why it is important to get the women in the workspace, and so that they understand that okay, it is important. So if you have an Indian Oil person who is a lady who is putting petrol, why not? So you don't disrupt those work roles. You can have an electrician who's also a woman, you can have a plumber who's also a woman, you can have a petrol pump attendant who's also a woman, you can have a policeman, of course, police women is there. They can work late hours, they can do all the things which men can do. So if they can do it, then why can't, besides of course carrying children, so then why can't we do it? So that is what is required. That has to be a mindset change which is there. And depend partnerships, yes, we have partnerships. We work collaboratively with our alumni, and we work collaboratively with all the corporates which we have. We invite them over. We have case competitions and consulting competitions, etc., where they are encouraging all milieu of students to participate, women and men both. So they work together as an integrated team. I think
Amazing. Ma'am, what is the one myth about higher education that you'd like to bust for once and for all? Which is what myth is you think is one of the common myths that you would like to bust about the higher education?
Education is in your hands, and there is no age to get educated. You can always learn, relearn, unlearn. And higher education, the more you study, don't let it go into your head. Just be grounded and humble to see what the change that you can make to the system you are. Just always doing kranti will not make the change. Reflective pause is very important before the change comes in, and you can do it in a collaborative space. Violent kranti is not the way out.
Understood, ma'am. I think that's something we all know. We just don't find like believe it so much that education is in your hand. And I like to ask you a fun question now. I'd like to
Okay.
ask you. You'll have to finish my sentence, and it's kind of like a rapid fire. So when I
Sure,
say
sure. No worries, no worries. I love playing that. Yeah, I love
yeah,
playing
so
that.
you'll have to
Impromptu
just
fun
finish
question.
one sentence,
Yeah,
which is what do you think the future of education is?
magical,
I'm sorry.
magical.
Magical. The future of education is magical. Wow, that's an interesting take. Um, okay, I'll ask you one question, which is what do you think books or movies that shaped your leadership style?
The book is Illusion. Illusion is a very important book, and Khalil Gibran's book, also the poetry book that we had, and Shakespeare, of course, were the books that we have shaped a lot of things. And besides that, Lean In, as well as Indra Nui's book, has really, really shaped my thinking right now. And the Tao of Coaching and Let the Mud Settle is Sri Anish, which I'm reading right. Let the Mud Settle. That is important. That you should read that book. It's a good book.
Definitely,
And
ma'am. I have.
movie is only Amitabh Bachchan. Okay, जहाँ मैं खड़ा हो जाता हूँ वहां से लाइन शुरू होती है. Right? All movies of Amitabh Bachchan are my best favorite movies.
Amazing. I think I have my weekend plans sorted by reading a few books and also rewatching one of Amitabh
So
Bachchan's
if
movies.
yeah, if you don't read, you can always. I had a recent surgery of my eyes, so I could not read and look at the screen. So I was listening to audible books. So I also read up Sun Tzu, The Art of War, and also the Power Dynamics, and even Premchand and Kabir. Also, it was good
Wow,
fun.
interesting. I think academia was in your blood, and you always, once a reader, always a reader, is something that I've heard. Now I'm meeting
You can
someone who.
hear the books also now. That's what I told you. So Arundhati Bhattacharya, SBI chairperson, and her story. If you read that, if you hear that book, amazing. Indra Nooyi also, of course, the book is beautiful.
Yes,
So
I've read Indra Nooyi ma'am's book, and that's really an inspiring read for sure. I
so
agree
she
with
had
you.
to even whatever she was the chairman of PepsiCo, and her mom
Yes,
said there is no milk, and she had it was her responsibility to get the milk, and she said
yes,
forget it. You may be outside, you may be anything. In the home, you're grounded. So you're grounded. So you be grounded and get to the work you have to do, which is day to day work. You anyway chase as, and there's nothing wrong in that. That's good where you can manage both of them because you have to also have little pleasures which is there. And why I said Munshi Premchand, because I'm also now right now doing a faculty development program and coaching. I'm doing an international coaching federation program which I just finished 60 hours of. And there we were reminded of that servant who was in Munshi Premchand's. He took away the child, one of the children, they were not able to, he took away the child from the parents because was the some poverty issue, something was there, he was insecure. So after 20 years the parents were looking for that child, and by that time the child had grown up. So this servant unconditionally went and returned the child there as a grown up son and walked away without even saying एक बार कोई एहसान नहीं, कोई obligation नहीं कि मैंने उसको बड़ा. Unconditional service and unconditional love for that as a parent is what is we learn from that beautiful story, which always resonates that wow, he did that and he didn't even say and he just walked away. He said मैंने थोड़ा ना कुछ किया, he was just
I
a
think
medium.
I think for our readers, I think it's a really inspiring list of reads. I remember my mother used to always read out Munshi Premchand's Do Bello Ki Kahani, Hira and Moti, and it stays by my heart when I was young. And I still read it sometimes with her when I just want to relive my moment. So, yeah, I think
And
reading really shapes.
and one more, एक चींटी को देखा. एक चींटी को देखा वह सरल विरल काली सी रेखा, तमके तागे सी जो चलती हिलडुल मिलजुल। एक चींटी को देखा, it never gives up, it goes as a team, yes, and makes it, and no matter what, the most resilient one, उसको गिरा दो वो फिर चढ़, फिर गिरा दो फिर चढ़, फिर गिरा दो वो फिर चढ़। और फिर अमिताभ बच्चन, एकला चलो एकला चलो एकला चलो।
No, definitely, ma'am. I think you take a lot of inspiration from everything that you do around you, whether it's reading, movies, or just small animals like ants. A small part of our lives.
Oh, that's
Uh,
it's a very most important part of the ecosystem.
yes,
If you kill
yes,
the chickpea and the birds, and we will not be able to survive. They're most
right.
important.
Another question that I'd ask you, ma'am, is what is one student phrase that lives rent free in your head? So, over the years of experience, there should be one thing that lives rent free in your head that a student said.
मैम, आपने मुझे तब ये कहा, आपने उस दिन मुझे डांटा था, ये तक। उस दिन मुझे बहुत प्यार किया था, मैम, you had told me this that day, I have come back to you. So I had a student of mine who is a big shot right now of the International Coaching Federation. She's on the board of US, and she had come to me and I was had just joined in India, and she wanted to join PhD, and I told her, you are meant, your potential is meant with the corporate. And she went there, and she came back to me this year. I said, ma'am, you had said that day, and you see my potential, and you moved me here. I am so grateful to you. And और वो बोलते हैं प्यार बहुत किया था लेकिन डांटा भी था उस दिन, तो ऐसे वो पार्ट है, पार्ट ऑफ लाइफ।
I think that's very beautiful, ma'am. I think mentorship in our lives, all of us at whatever age we go, is very important. Teachers are our first mentors. It's taught in class nursery to everybody. I've heard Tripti ma'am's stories while working with her of her teachers and mentors in her previous organization. She has been mentoring me from 2 years, and there are many, many small anecdotes that I will remember for which are shaping me for a beautiful future that
So
I'm
I
looking.
have one more student, a mentee, Bhavna Batra, who's a global leader right now. And she would, when I would call her for meetings or for some speech or somewhere, she said, "Ma'am, you're making me famous." I said, "Really? I'm not doing. I'm just inviting you to give an address or do a speech or maybe a panel discussion." Because she would bring out of box issues on the table. I said, "Ma'am, you're making me famous." I said, I'm only nurture. I mean, I was not making you famous. You're giving back to the institute. That
Right.
stays.
Ma'am, with this thought only, we have also launched a mentorship program at Women Innovator. We have over 1,000+ mentors with different expertise all across the fields, whether it's manufacturing, teaching, doctorate, many others, entrepreneurial spirits, AI, technology. All of them are here with us to support students or mentees that want to take their knowledge and experience via Women Innovator. So, to all our listeners, if you visit our website and then check Women Innovators mentorship program, you can reach out to us for one free session of mentorship with some really expert people that you will not be able to reach out directly, and we are here to help you aggregate that process for you. So if you're really looking forward to for some mentorship and maybe in the future want to say this same statement to one of your mentors, like a student of our speaker here said to her, then definitely go check out our website for sure. With this, moving forward, next question that I'll ask you is, ma'am, what is one of the most rebellious thing that you did as a student and would never recommend doing?
So I have been a rebel, right? So I would not recommend doing. So as a student, we had to, we were in the student council, so we would have to go out and get the sponsorship also. So and then we went to IIT Roorkee, IIT Delhi, and also to IIT BHU there as student body from Lucknow. So you had not even heard of women at that time. I'm talking of 86, 87. And we said नहीं हम जाएंगे, और हम आगे जाते थे रिबेल करके कि नहीं हम जाएंगे, हम लेके आएंगे पैसे, हम बनाएंगे, हमारा हमारा इंस्टीट्यूट है। तो देन हम वो भी करते थे, एनसीसी में भी थे, तो यू हैड टू पुताई भी करनी पड़ती थी, वाइट वॉश करना पड़ता था अपना ही कॉलेज को, उसकी सारी वो। तो उसमें मैंने बोला मैं नहीं कर सकती, ये मैंने छोड़ दिया। मैं आप उन लोग से कराओ, अब ये थोड़ा सा मैंने कर लिया, अब आप दूसरों से कराओ फिजिकल, मैं दूसरा वाला काम कर लूंगी। So as a rebel, I would say कि I'll get you sponsorship. So I would go out and get the sponsorship for the institute or for the college where I was studying.
I think, ma'am, it takes to the point that NCC plays such an important role in a woman's
Yes.
life. I've seen my mother; she had NCC, but I did. My school, Bishop Conrad, didn't have NCC. Instead, I remember Shishti writing an article on why NCC should become a mandatory, at least an option available to all colleges and
Yes, it's a good way of growing up where you see रिस्पेक्ट फॉर ऑल काइंड ऑफ वर्क. वहाँ सब कुछ अपने आप करना पड़ता था. डंडी भी खुद काटोगे, पेंटिंग भी अपने आप. तुम्हारा कॉलेज है, तुम्हारा स्कूल है, तुम अपने आप करो. तुम्हें नौकर नहीं लगेंगे, खुद करो. सो यू बिकम स्वावलंबी और यू बिकम इंडिपेंडेंट एंड you also own. The accountability is yours. It's ownership. Na? It's your school. It's your college. It's your nation. That is what NCC brings in. Into.
Yes, that's
A
very
lot of
true.
discipline.
You can
Discipline.
visible the NCC students are visible. I would say they can be differentiated among the crowd. I wish my college had the same. My school had the same. And
My school did not have, my college had.
okay, that's wonderful. So
Loreto Convent did not have NCC, but our girls' degree college, because it was associated with Lucknow University, it had NCC. So you had to work with one. और धूप
yeah,
में
because
बैठ के करना पड़ता था. Then you understand ना, ऊपर बैठ के बैठ के स्क्वाट करके ब्रश करना पड़े ना, तब पता लगता था क्या होता है. कहते यार तू हमसे साइकिल चलवा के हम वो कर देंगे, ये आप कर लो. एक दिन किया, 2 दिन किया, बट रोज रोज करना, it's difficult. But you learn discipline. And also you learn how to take care of your own college. We used to
ma'am,
do
the
that.
quality in countries where 2 years mandatory army thing is mandatory. A lot of countries are there where 2
Israel.
years because they have shortage of army and people. So I understand, but I think it makes them so polished.
Yeah.
So definitely, thank you so much, ma'am, for emphasizing on such an important aspect. With this, I have a last few questions, ma'am. About ma'am, we see a lot of Indians doing very well. They're sitting as a CEO level position. They know how to take stress and everything. But one thing I found out was that, are they happy? Do we know how to be happy? Like in my case, for example, I can say that I know how to work, how to be a CEO, how to this. But when it comes to free time and enjoy, how do I do it? Something become big challenge for people who have been always looking upon responsibility, being disciplined and all. What is your say on this?
So happiness, yes, you have to learn to be happy. And जैसे आपको करना ना, आप जैसे CEOs है, everything is scheduled. Then you have to have one day where you have fun day, one day which is family day. एक दिन तो मतलब कम मत काम करो. उस दिन you say no phone, nothing. It's just drop dead. Nothing. I learned that through my operation surgery, which I had my cataract surgery. So April I had that too, back to back. So my doctor said no screen time, no nothing, no TV also. So 4 days now, what to do? How much will I talk to everybody? I talk to everybody. Hi, network. There's something. कुछ तो करना होगा. So I said no. अब book भी नहीं पढ़ सकते. So I found out a way कि audible book सुनूं वो करने के लिए. And then because वही है कि आदत ही नहीं है. Acha, now you cannot work in your garden, you cannot do anything because the doctor has said no, you can't even go to the kitchen, nothing. So that time you have to have fun activities. You can't even, I do painting, you can't even paint. तो अब क्या करो? So you have to find out a way to do something which you like, and there is a reflective pause, stand still, and do something else where I learned, listen to the stories. Other people have to have, okay, आज जैसे जो इजराइल में होता है, संडे को रेस्ट डे होता है, पूरा यूनिवर्स रेस्ट करता है. उस दिन भी तुम्हें 150 काम है, तो वो सैटरडे को करो. और संडे को तो कम से कम कुछ मत, फैमिली टाइम है, कुछ मत करो. इन द सन वर्क मत करो, फैमिली टाइम है, फन टाइम है, हंसो, खुशो, खेलो, कूदो, कुछ करो. Have that activity which is important because that is rejuvenation. Without rejuvenation, you cannot go the next week. And if you don't have rejuvenation, there'll be a breakdown. You have to
So true, ma'am. I think so Professor Josna is very, very clear, and I think even I would like to highlight this to our audience that yes, work hard, be elegant, be beautiful in the inside and out, but don't forget to enjoy. somewhere, if you talk about Indians being very successful, it is true, but they don't know how to enjoy. And that is where this whole session of podcast which we are bringing, Deans and Dream, you will learn that with a lot of hard work and success, there were failures and there was a lot of enjoyment time in their schedule, which they ensured over the period of time. So let's not wait for that age where we will enjoy. Let's do it continuously and simultaneously for our happiness and people around us. With this, I think, Professor Josna, our last question would be around, you must have seen so many college students passing by, but there are few traits which are very common to the people who become leaders. And I know you would know them. It would be great if you can tell our audience about them. Few traits which were common and you knew it that they will be leaders before they were.
Okay, there would be a questioning mindset, always questioning mindset. They say, I don't agree, can you tell us something more? There is one which is a naughty mindset, naughty questioner. There's a one who's really wanting, and then they will come after you, follow you, and keep on insisting to get the answer. That is a leader, and then they create something new. So a critical mindset is a beautiful one. They would take on responsibility and say, we want to do it, and genuinely they will make a change. Then there are some who keep quiet, introspective, quiet ones, which you have to say, quiet thinker, who's just looking at you and just looking and looking. And then you say, what is it? Can I ask? Yes, you can. So then they come up and then they bloom there. So they take responsibility, they ask critical questions. And some of them who are quiet, they take permission to ask and then they bloom. And then they create something new, and they also do something different, either mandala. I have had students who said, I want to come to class where we said, let's do mandala together, and we actually paint and do it. And we set a painting club, haath se paint, and write books, write poems, and come out and recite. So then they want to create something unique for the institute. They always leave that trace.
So
Always.
I think the two common trait which Professor Josna highlighted is critical thinking, critical questioning, and of course the second was the creating something new, or creating, the word creating, giving back, creating something new for the college, for leadership, is something which is amazing. So I hope you will never shy away from that critical questioning, even if it's you think it's not relevant. So with this, I would love to bring this amazing, mind-blowing podcast of powered by Womanovator, Dreams and Deans, Deans and Dreams. It goes very well with our today's speaker, Professor Josna Bhatnagar. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind time. It was such a pleasure to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Namaste. And thank you for talking to me. And this, I enjoyed the lovely conversation, the retrospect as well as the prospect. I love to work with you going forward with your women innovators and your all. And
Thank you
thank you,
so
Sister,
much, ma'am.
for asking me fun questions. And thank you, Tripti, for making this very enjoyable, which we went beyond the time that we had.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
Can I request the team to bring the podcast to an end? But before we go to an end, I would request all of you to keep following us. We will be coming up amazing podcasts with our amazing superheroes and superheroines team. So you would love to hear the unknown stories about the teams you've been following. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, Josna ma'am. It was really fun. Every second of it was full of
I
fun.
also enjoyed it. Yeah.
Yes, yes. I think my team and I will write a mail, ma'am, to you about our leadership program, community leadership program, if we can do it with you.
Yes.
Also, implementing programs under your leadership, and would love to see you in person, ma'am. For sure.
Yes, absolutely. I'll invite you over. Yes. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so
I
much.
wish you good health. Wish you good health. Are you all right now?
Ma'am, I just recovered. I got detected in February 2024. November तक मेरा सारा chemo, surgery and radiation हो गया था. उसके बाद my cortisol level dropped to 0. They are not getting generated. So now I'm under medication. I can't skip my medication even for a single minute. That's how I'm surviving. But I hope I'll be able to find out the cause for it soon.
All the best. And nuclear medicine has not helped?
Which one, ma'am?
Nuclear medicine.
No, ma'am, I've not heard about it.
So Yale University, there was nuclear medicine for cancer. I've had people who were working there, but I've lost my sister in 2006 to that, whose husband was working in nuclear medicine, but they could not save her at that time. It went aggressive. So
Okay. Oh, ma'am. Okay.
it can help. Yeah.
Right.
US में है nuclear medicine for cancer.
क्योंकि मैम माइन वाज अ ट्रिपल नेगेटिव कैंसर, सो उसमें क्या होता है कि योर all the protection cancer thing have is not there now, so the reoccurrence chances are a lot. So if there is something which is precautionary you can take, that will be really great in case you are aware about it. But otherwise, yeah, I've not heard about. I'll research about the nuclear medicine
So
for
I
sure.
had one of my first batch students who worked with the corporate, and then both the husband wife, they made a beautiful Tinker Lab, kind of an entrepreneurial one, and we lost her last year so to
Oh,
cancer. And they created something for her only, and she became the wellness person, and all those training she was giving online, fighting it, but then it aggressively came, and then suddenly
yeah,
it went into
yeah.
her brain, went into the brain.
Actually,
Then they could.
that's the problem. Triple negative, which is my case also. It occurs, reoccurs anytime and can be in your brain also. That is the biggest problem. Yes, ma'am. So let's see. I hope I'm blessed to not go through any
I
more.
will pray for you, and how you will be blessed.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Wow.
so much. Thank
Wish
you,
you the
ma'am.
best.
Thank you so much. Bye bye, ma'am.
Bye bye.